Check. What up, though? We got a few minutes of daylight left.
Yeah,
say something in that microphone real quick.
Check.
Rolling this. Check. What up, though? Ben Frank, what's popping, man? Lula B in the building, Memphis 10. Crystal Peacock. I'm gonna let y'all pile in real quick, man. I'm gonna fire up this cigar. Tate Brothers run. Right. Ben Frank. You remember Ben Frank from Lucky Christian Academy? I was looking at some pictures of us at Chuck E. Cheese in the second grade, Ben Frank.
Lucky Christian Academy.
At Lucky Christian Academy.
Where was that at?
I think Luckett was in Taylor.
Man, that was way back.
That was in Taylor. It was Ben Frank, Jameson. I think that nigga name was Jameson. Dirty Cow, what up, though? These niggas is gonna roast you in here too. I'm just letting you know right now. Dirty Cow, especially. He the kind of nigga to be riding around with no pants on, man. up and down Michigan Ave and 6 Mile looking for a throwaway. Andre Moore in Detroit, what's going on? Man, we're gonna hop into it in a minute, man, y'all. Will you be visiting the D anytime soon? It's very possible. I'm out here in Texas right now enjoying my brother's crib, even though I'm not really a big fan of Texas, but this nigga loves it. I already told him off Jump Street I'm gonna be starting some beef with this nigga, man. I don't really deal with. I like visiting Texas, but it's crowded as hell out here. Like Cali. Benjamin Foe, what's going on? Go Green, MSU. Man, that nigga.
Oh, hell no.
Man, if you don't get out of here with that, dog.
They didn't even make a bowl game, did they?
What is it?
They didn't even make it to a bowl game.
I heard
ain't nothing to be proud about with MSU.
Yeah, I heard MSU fans have a proclivity of homosexuality too, is what I heard.
And if they would have fought half as good as they did off the field, on the field, maybe they would have won the game.
Facts. Absolute facts. Charlie's spirit animal is a handful of gingivitis. Nigga, your spirit animal is the popcorn shrimp, nigga. I wouldn't come with all this snow. All this snow stay warm. I mean, I feel you. I got a house in Cali. I mean, I come out here to Texas every now and then. But I like the realness, though. I like the realness of Michigan. What I don't like though is I don't like it's a dispensary on every corner now, and everywhere you go smell like weed, and it's a different type of weed too. It's that crack weed. Hello, hello, what's up? Yeah, you can start. All right, love you. KC McIntosh, y'all look like two torn ACL. Your torn ACL haven't been the same since. We was just talking about our knees, nigga. Sports knees. What y'all on out there for the holidays, man? I'm gonna jump into some of these topics in a minute. So we'll get into it since we got a little bit of sunlight, man. All right, first off, CT, what's going on, family? CT, what you do for the holiday? CT was he was trying to mimic Robert Kraft. He was visiting all the massage parlors, getting a rub down. Nigga got caught in the international rub down sting. When they walked in, nigga had his pants at his ankles. Like, thought you was getting a back rub, sir. Why are your pants at your ankles, man? Texas do got nice houses. Yeah, my brother got a cold one out here, man. I do love this house. Niggas still got Jerry curls out here, though.
Man, that's cap.
You can't lock eyes. You can't lock eyes with niggas with Jerry curls out here, man. It's niggas with curls and gold chain.
No, they do got that ducktail though.
That ducktail,
like a shag. It's like a half afro in the back. If you're in the hood, you'll see that. It's called a ducktail.
Yeah, I don't deal with that at all. Is that CT? Think that's CT Reed? No, nigga, that's you too, nigga. You any nigga named CT. All y'all niggas is at the massage parlor on the Robert Kraft run. Anybody in Texas got a gun in a house for sure. Yeah, I do like that open carry. Did y'all notice that they do that? They got that in Ohio too. Ohio, you can pretty much open carry. It just changed the law this year. Well, you ain't even got to have like a concealed license. You could just walk around with a strap. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's get into Colin Kaepernick. Appreciate y'all hitting that like button, man. Charlie, fix your camera. The feed is showing two of you at the same time. That's funny. Hey, Colin Kaepernick, okay? I'm getting right into this in the beginning because me and my brother have a conflicting view on Colin Kaepernick, and I'm going to jump right into it. I love everything Colin Kaepernick has done. I love the fact that he took that knee. I love the fact that he left the league. I love the fact that he did the Netflix documentary. I'm a huge fan of everything that he's doing. You know, he's a mixed race dude that was raised by two white people. Started figuring out his ethnicity and all that as he got older. I love the documentary, man. I love that he took the money and that he's still trying to get back in the league. I don't know if he still is, but everything about his journey, I don't have an issue with it. I think Colin Kaepernick is, I love his journey. My brother thinks otherwise. I'm going to give him the mic in a minute, but I'm going to just rub it in a little bit more. I think Colin Kaepernick is an example to these young men on if you get effed over by the system, you got another way. And he made a bag off of that. He made a bag off of that Netflix documentary. You know what I'm saying? And I still think he's capable of being in the league. I think he was wronged. And furthermore, I just want to say that
I like Colin Kaepernick as a player. And even some of the things initially that he stood for, but I just see too many contradictions afterwards. Like, I really felt like he could have made a change if he hadn't taken the money and, you know, really pressed the NFL, took them to court, get some of these owners on the stand. Like, let's really press the issue if this is your point. you know, and if the NFL is, you know, a plantation or whatever he called it, you know, why do you want to get back in it then? Why do you keep trying to get back in the NFL?
Yeah.
Why don't you just keep pushing your causes that you stand for?
Right.
You know, if it's such a bad league and, you know, we parade young men around and do all of these things like, you know, like slavery days or whatever, you know, which I totally disagree with, but I just felt like he had an opportunity to enact some type of change or really, you know, press his issue, but he took the bag at the end. You know, he took the money. So what was it really all about? Was it about the change, or was it a price on you? Was it a price on what you were trying to achieve? Like, I don't know what exactly they gave him, but he took that bag at the end of the day, and that's what really like kind of changed my viewpoint on it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I think.
What you think about the documentary?
I didn't even watch it, to be honest with
Oh
you.
my man, come on, dog.
I wasn't interested, so I really can't comment specifically on the documentary, other than like some bits and pieces of some stuff that was talked about. But yeah, I didn't see the documentary. Sorry.
Yeah, fuck you for not seeing the documentary. First off, the documentary was excellent. I deal with his journey. I mean, I could see that to a certain degree that he took the money and still was trying to get in the NFL. But I just think it's such a good old boy system that he's so blackballed now. I want to get your opinion, since we are here in Dallas. You know, y'all. I feel like everybody that moves to Dallas immediately. We was already a Cowboy fan beforehand, but I feel
ain't
like
never been no Cowboy fan. Man. Get out of here. Get out of
What's
here.
your thoughts on Jerry Jones, man, and that pick when he was 14 years old? Wasn't he yelling "nig" in that pick, or I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, my thoughts are, it was what, 1952 or 57 or whatever it was, and he was 14 years old. You know, I don't think that you can say that that's a representation of who he is right now. But like, if you showed me a picture like from yesterday or 2 weeks ago, and he's
Right.
at you know, a Klan rally or something like that, I'm gonna have a different opinion on it. But, you know,
Right.
I think your actions show who you are as a man, and he's changed the lives of a lot of black athletes that, you know, have come through the Cowboy system and things like that. But I wouldn't say that that's a representation of who he is right now, you know, because of what we saw back then. Like, it's a lot of skeletons in a lot of people's closets, you know. We don't know what a lot of people is doing behind closed doors, but from what we've seen, you know, if it was some controversy or something like that specifically, I think we would have seen it by now.
I don't know how true this is, but I heard that he makes all of the players call him master and look at the ground. Did you hear?
Man, come on.
Did you hear any truth to that?
No,
If
man.
that's true, Jerry Jones, you the man for that. Make them young spades call you master and look down at the ground like, I'm paying you, spook. Come get this money. Massa.
Jerry likes them women, though.
Byron Brown. Yeah, Jerry likes them women. You said he got a paternity suit. Jerry will
get out here.
Jerry's 90 years old, still clapping inside, man. Shout out to Jay Jones for out here getting that power box, man. Jay Money got a paternity suit popping. You know what I'm saying? Be back, feed, stop, and go side of the game. I think Colin did everything he was supposed to do. This is Byron Brown. I think the league needs him, but he shouldn't press to participate. I can kind of see that.
I think he's good enough to be in. I think he still has enough talent to play in the NFL. I don't think that's the thing that's holding him back. Besides what, you know, some people may say about it, I think he is talented enough to be in the NFL at some capacity, maybe a backup or something like that.
Yeah.
I won't say that he's trash and he shouldn't be in the league, but, you know, with everything that he's said and done at this point, it's like, you know, why do you want to be in the NFL?
Right.
You know.
Piggybacking on that, I'm a huge fan of Donald Sterling. I just want to throw that out there. D. Sterling is one of my favorite owners. I hate that they ousted him because I totally agreed with everything Donald Sterling said to his black girlfriend. I don't want these N-words at the game. They've been on me. They've been demonetizing my channel for these words. I don't want them at the game. And then I personally enjoy how Listen to the Donald Sterling tape. He went in on Magic Johnson in the best way possible. He's like, what's Magic done besides get AIDS? What's he done? I mean, you tell me. He was on her head. And then they got him out of the league. And all of them probably talk like that. Donald Sterling didn't want his black girlfriend talking to black athletes, man. Which I understand. His pec is probably small. He don't want to go behind nobody with no 12-inch hot dog. You know what I'm saying? He did the right thing. I love Donald Sterling, man. Colin was scouted. That's why he not in the league. Yeah, D. Sterling is one of my favorite guys, man. I love that tape. So what else we going to get into here? So I recently went back to Michigan, right? And I noticed that it's a dispensary on every corner because weed was legalized in 2018. And of course, we know now, like I was talking to Dad about this the other day. He was like, man, these characters nowadays, you know, they smoking a different type of weed than what we smoked in the 70s, man. This is like crack. And it's a dispensary on every corner. And it's the hometown. But when I went back, I'm like, man, I haven't been back in years. Like grandma passed in 2018. Grandpa, 2020? 2019, 2020? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But I haven't spent considerable time there. But the last time I went back, I'm like, man, everywhere smelled like weed and everybody's zombies. I thought I was in Cali. And I was talking to Langston about this the other day. He said, you're going to have to just wait for it to mellow out. He said, once weed becomes legal, it's been prohibited for so long. Now everybody's smoking it. It's on every corner. And then 3 or 4 years, once everything mellows out, it's going to be cool. I don't know. I don't judge what anybody do in the privacy of their own home. I want young people to understand marijuana is still a narcotic, whether they make it legal or not. And if you're smoking this new age weed, some of these people smoke weed and they don't do that. They're not productive. It's destroying. I feel like it's the new crack what's happening right now. It's destroying productivity.
I disagree.
And it stinks horribly. I need your opinion on it.
I think that if a person is smoking marijuana and they're lazy, they're just a lazy person.
Really?
Because some people can be productive on this. And even Wiz Khalifa spoke on this recently. He said the same thing. Like, weed doesn't make you lazy. If you're lazy and you're smoking weed, you're just a lazy person. You know? Okay. It's like with anything else, you don't want to overindulge or nothing like that. But I think some people can still function off of that and get things done and, you know, be a functioning part of society. But like you said, you got some people that, oh man, this is legal now, and they just overdoing it. They getting up smoking, they having lunch smoking, they dinner they smoking, just smoking all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just overdoing it. But like you said, it'll mellow out because once people see that it's available everywhere, like, you know, it'll mellow out. Everybody won't be doing it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it's too much temptation though. I don't know. I mean, we agree to disagree. I don't know. I think narcotic and even alcohol can affect a person if it doesn't balance with their brain chemically. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, okay, let's just say you got a percentage of laziness in you. You smoke some weed or something, especially this strong ass weed that's out now, it's going to take you over the top where you like, man, I ain't going to work today. I ain't doing nothing. And I do agree that it has to mellow out, but I don't know. I just don't see it being a benefit. I don't see it being a benefit to the state. Shout out to VA Vlogs with the 199. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to read your roast. Via Vlogs said, Charlie looked like a hairless cat. Let me look at your profile pic, man. This thing got an anime picture in there. I guarantee you beat off with Lee press-on nails on. You chafe your own hot dog. You call it a strawberry cream pie. I mean, we were smoking weed. We smoking real weed nowadays. Your dad was smoking reefer. Facts. Reefer. They were smoking reefer. Yeah, it's a different type of. I don't know. I've just seen some people, man. They. And again, I ain't judging what people do in the privacy of their own home. But I'm saying I've just seen some people, it's like certain things take over them. Like for me, for instance, I'm not somebody that can handle a lot of technology. I can't be on my phone all the time. I can't handle a bunch of apps because I get on a porn run in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Or I get to looking at videos all day and then I'm not productive. So for me, I have to have balance. I can't handle it. I just don't like that smartphones is being forced upon everybody. Why isn't also an access to flip phones? Some people still want flip phones. I do. I'm going back to a flip phone in a week.
You the only one that wants a flip phone. Trust me.
What?
Nobody else wants a flip phone but you. You stuck in 93.
Yeah.
Like, you want that flip phone. No, you want one of them big brick phones.
Yeah, I do. I do. I absolutely do. Let me go ahead and give you some real honest truth here. When you went off to college, you left your Grand Prix at the house, right? He had a 79. We always had clean old school cars growing up, fast cars. Like at this time, when you had the black Grand Prix, what car did I have? I think I had the 98 or the drop top. I had the drop top at that time. You went out of town. See, he was getting scholarship offers all over the country for football, and he would always have to go out of town. So he went out of town one time, and he left his 79 Grand Prix with a 400 Pontiac motor in it. The thing was fast as hell. It was faster than my car. Nigga goes out of town and leaves the keys. I was like, man, why did he do that? Went out of town, left the keys. I was racing everybody in the hood in that mug. And did I end up telling you, or did somebody else tell you?
You told me like years later, and it was a 78, by the way. Let me just correct you on that. Actually, a 78, and you were a piece of shit to be taking it behind my back. You know, and you didn't even tell me until probably like a year ago or something like that you had been taking my car when I wasn't there. Like,
that's real life, man. You know what I'm saying?
Real hate.
You know, as a big brother, I just had to do little shit to you to let you know, like I'm the big brother. You know what I'm saying? Took his whip and was racing everybody in the hood and killing niggas, man. But when he came back, it was in the same spot, pristine and clean. Charlie had a Ford Ranchero. Nigga, we ain't never had no pieces of shit. We had some real whips back in the day. Love that car game. So tell everybody what you're working on right now. I made a video about it on Instagram, man. That boy is a monster.
Yeah, right now I'm working on a 1990 ZR1 Vet. I bought it without a motor in it. It already had the trans in it. So I bought a LS1 block, got it bored out to a 5.7. So I'm just putting that together right now, and I'm going to put it in there. So hopefully when I'm done, it'll do about 500 horsepower. It should be a monster. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I want to share this basket. I've already shared it on my channel. It ain't nothing new. But right after I got shot, I had this hole in my arm, and I wasn't supposed to be hooping. I wasn't supposed to be doing nothing. I remember my uncle telling me, this years ago, man. We talking 20 plus years ago. My uncle was like, look, you can't be out doing nothing because they're going to be watching you. You're supposed to be sitting at home, not doing nothing. So I'm like, man, all right, I got to go out and hoop. So I go out and hoop with my brother and my cousins. I get into an argument with this dude. Like I said, this is 20 plus years ago. Get into an argument. What I love about my brother is no matter what's going on, at the end of the day, this is all I need to have around me. I'm being 100. The only people I need to have around me is my brother, my cousin Lynn, my cousin Fred, a woman that I love and trust, and my kids. I ain't got to be around nobody else at all. I mean, I'm not saying I won't be, but I'm talking about need, who I want to be around. These niggas, man, because you got to be around. This is what I don't really appreciate about. I won't be around somebody who I'm getting into it with two dudes at the bar, and you walk out the bathroom and you see me arguing with these niggas, and you come by asking questions. Or I'm fighting two niggas at the bar, and you walk up like, hey, guys, what's going on? No, nigga, knock this nigga out. You know what I'm saying? What I love about my brother is, I mean, I could be having an intense argument with somebody. He's going to come by and knock everybody out and then ask questions. We in the car, like, what was y'all niggas arguing about? Basketball game, man. I get into it with somebody, and my man's walking up on me with his fist balled up, and he just disappeared. Just disappeared. You know? And you could fill in the blanks as you may, but he just disappeared. And he got up. He was a little upset. But the smoke immediately stopped. And then I realized at the time, like, I'm about to fight somebody, and I got a whole arm that damn near don't work. I'm out there hooping, paralyzed, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like you got to always have somebody around you that protects you and have your back, you know what I'm saying? Where y'all at on the comments? Nigga said light skin winning. Everybody, niggas don't want no smoke. All right, what else do we got? Oh man, I got to get your opinion on this. So, y'all You and Lynn rap for years. Still do. You and Lynn Fred, y'all got music, y'all got stuff popping. Now I'm not really too well versed in reference to music, but this one thing I do know. When rappers die, people still get paid off their catalog.
Facts.
To this day.
Yeah.
Biggie, Craig Mack, and I'm purposely mentioning some of Puffy's artists, but Biggie, Craig Mack, Black Rob, I mean, you name these artists, Tupac, there is still somebody collecting a check on these deceased artists. And I don't know, I feel some type of way about that. Like if it ain't their family, who's collecting the checks? And isn't it like when somebody passed away, like especially Michael Jackson, man, that catalog shoots up. Yeah. Of course, they can't make no new verses, but who's getting paid on these catalogs, dog?
So yeah, in a lot of those instances, like Puffy and certain people like that, you know, that own the artist publishing or own his catalog, they're collecting, you know, on the royalties from that. But you have a lot of artists now that, you know, are more versed on the business side, and, you know, rest in peace, Young Dolph, shout out to him, because he left his music to his family because he owned his masters. He owned all of his catalog.
Nice.
The same thing with a dude out here that lost his life not too long ago. Rest in peace, Mo 3. Mo 3 did the same thing. He was able to, you know, leave his music catalog to his family. But now you got younger artists that are paying more attention to the business side of it. And even though, you know, this is a controversial dude right now, Tory Lanez, he went the independent route too. So he's more in control of his music. So you got some people that, you know, still come in the game young and they sign to a major label and, you know, they get a bad deal because usually traditionally your first record deal is a bad deal, you know, but the smart ones, they do that first deal, they get through it. And then on the next one, they either go the independent route or they have more control and they own their masters, you know, later on.
Yeah.
You know, because I think it's like after like 30 years or something, like they can get all your music back. But like, that's a long time, man. If somebody's eating off you for all that time, and you're even seeing like now too, like the more established artists, like who was that? Somebody, Future, sold his catalog, millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? I think Justin Bieber might have done it recently too. Like a lot of these artists, they sell in their catalog. You know, having control of that catalog is a big deal because you can sit on it and then it'll make money. You know, even Irv Gotti did it too. He sold millions.
Did he?
Yeah. That's the business, man. You got to know the business side of things before you get involved.
Yeah. Speaking of Tory Lanez, this is kind of how I feel personally. I'm not really upset that the nigga going to jail.
Oh man, go on.
I'm not upset. I'm not upset about it at all. You know, I'm being 100. I don't think he personally clapped Meg. What I think it was a love triangle between Meg Thee Stallion, Tory, and that other broad. I think they was all kind of getting it in. I'm gonna tell you what I didn't appreciate is during one of the testimonies, they said they saw a man outside with a petite frame. They saw a man with a petite frame arguing with a larger lady. Like they referred to my dog as petite. So I'm like, hey, Jay Marquez, thanks for the $1.99, man. See No Evil, don't own this publishing. I got to bring the rapper out, See No Evil, man. I appreciate that $1.99, Jay. Yeah, they said your man had a petite frame. Masters don't expire. Royalties is perpetuity. Okay. Yeah, they said he had a petite frame. But this is how I personally feel. I think it was witness tampering. I think Tory Lanez tampered some of the witnesses because he did offer money. I think old girl is the one that shot Meg in the foot, but he was trying to prevent it. But I'm talking about all the stuff that Tory Lanez did before this. He's got a record of kind of being a soft, lame ass nigga, man. I'm being 100. If you look at some of the stuff that he's done over the period of time, he's done little shit and got away with it. I was telling this story last week. I don't know how many red lights I run in Detroit. Like, man, I ain't stopping at no red light. Everybody run red lights in the city. And some parts of Inkster, too. We're never stopping at no lights in the city. I done ran so many lights, got away with it. And then all of a sudden, I'm like 2 miles over the speed limit, maybe 3 months later, and get pulled over and get a ticket. And I'd be so outraged, like, man, how you gonna give me this ticket for 10 over? It ain't about the ticket right now. It's about everything that I got away with leading up to that. Now, if he end up appealing and it all working out, but I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be no appeal. He gonna do the time. And he did something. He did stuff leading up to this. He may not have shot her in the foot, but he did some little whole shit leading up to this. And the little petite nigga's gonna do some time. And that's how I feel.
Well, how do you feel about Meg though? Like, I feel like her character got assassinated through this entire trial because a lot of things, like, you know, everybody saw her go on that show with what's Oprah's girl name?
Gail King.
Gail. She got on there and said she never slept with Tory Lanez and all of that.
I wouldn't claim that little nigga neither.
Some of your lies just got exposed, and really, like, her history got put out there too. So, you know, it was kind of a bad look for her too. But with Tory Lanez specifically, like, you know, he got that little guy complex. So
yeah,
he done scrapped with a lot of people. Like, he'll let his hands go in a minute because he's got that little man complex. You know what I'm saying? So, but like you said, things catch up with you. I think he's going to appeal and maybe, you know, get a lesser sentence. He's going to do some time, but I don't think he's going to do like 20 years or something like that.
No.
You know, it's a very interesting case if you look at all the details in it, you know, not having, you know, 2 different DNA profiles on the gun and then not being able to say specifically that he did it, and, you know, the security guy disappearing, you know.
Yeah, that part was weird.
It's a big mystery, you know. It's really interesting when you look at it.
Yeah. Little nigga need to sit down for a little while. All right. I mean, I don't think he should do a 20 ball, but maybe 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? And I'm never a fan of seeing a black man go to prison. Look, I got a son that's locked up, but my son needed to sit down. So anybody asked me, I mean, he was wilding. He didn't need to do 20, but he needed to sit down for a period of time. Tory Lanez need to sit down. You know what I'm saying? And of course I'm gonna tell you like this, man. If Tory run up on me, even if he get out, I'm gonna beat the dog shit out of Tory Lanez. Ain't no petite nigga running up on me, and it's gonna be a conversation, nigga. I'm gonna lay you down. So if he gonna do 2 or 3 years, come out and be a better man because of it, man, salute to that process. You know what I'm saying? 20 is heavy, bro. I don't like it at all. I feel you. 20 is kind of extensive, Byron. Meg would dog walk Tory in a fair way. I tell you what, I dog walk Meg. I dog walk Meg too. I deal with Meg. I mean, I think her character was, honestly, she didn't want to admit to having a romantic relationship with a petite nigga. I can't blame her for that. I think Meg is also eating box and also getting ate by another broad. And I'm not really mad at her for it. I'm just saying, you know, I think Tory should sit down for a little while. I think he did witness tampering, man.
He's gonna sit down for a little while, but, you know,
Meg would dog walk Tory in a fair one. Probably right. He'd probably get a reduced sentence. I agree. Imagine hearing your son being called petite in court. Dog, what's up? The Islamic, what's popping with you? Your son got 4 DUIs. He balling now. See, that's what I'm saying. The problem is, okay, we're talking about Tory Lanez and where he is now. But I think the problem, what we can't do is we can't call a man out just because he's having a down season. This may be the 12th chapter in this book. His book may be 80 chapters.
Right.
We don't know where Tory is going to end up by his 30 or 40th chapter. You know what I'm saying? I just think he may have to sit down, get a lesson, but I think he's going to come out even stronger because it seems like he got a strong dad. You see his dad turning up in court?
Oh, yeah. His dad went up.
Yeah, his dad went up. So I think, you know, shout out to him. I'm rooting for him, but he may have to sit down right now. You know what I'm saying? And quit messing with them big broads. I gotta ask you a question, man. I feel like we watched Muhammad Ali. What I respect about Muhammad Ali is he was willing to risk it all for what he believed in.
Right.
He cared more about the movement than the money. So when they was trying to send him to Vietnam and all that stuff, attacking his career, he was the one to stand up and boldly be against it. I think we're dealing with a different type of celebrity right now. I don't see a lot of Muhammad Ali's that's willing to risk it all. What you think? What's your opinion on that?
I think nowadays, like, people, like athletes specifically, are looked at as a business or as a brand, and they're going to put that before anything else. Like they don't want to risk the brand. Like they don't want to speak out on a topic because they're scared. And we're living in the cancel culture right now. If you say anything wrong, like you're done.
Right.
They're going to come for you. They're going to shut your page down. Like we saw what happened with Kyrie Irving. Like, you know, he took a stand, whether you agree with him or not, he took a stand on some things and they wanted him out of the league. Like, you know what I'm saying? They wanted him gone, you know, because of his viewpoint on what he saw things. You're not really able to have an opinion anymore if people go against it or if people don't like it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They want to take everything from you.
Right.
You know, so that's just the day and age we live in. And I think your athlete is going to like look at that before they speak out on something. They're going to think like, oh man, this could damage my brand. This could mess my bag up, you know, but I'm going to look at that before, you know, I say something about a topic. Whereas, like you said, Muhammad Ali or somebody back then, they didn't care about that. Like they stood on what they said, and that's just what it was. They didn't care about no repercussions for that.
Yeah.
You know, and then on the other side of that, like, you know, what if the general public got behind somebody that stood on something like that's why like a lot of athletes probably don't stand on stuff either, because if something happens to them, is anybody going to stand up for them?
Right.
Are other athletes going to back them? You know, are they just going to sit there and watch them? Like one thing that I didn't agree with the Kyrie Irving situation was people like Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, all going after him because, you know, we saw like some of his own people ostracizing him, going after him, dogging him out. You know, you can have an opinion or a difference of opinion, but why are y'all dissing this man on national TV? Like, you know what I'm saying? It looked sketchy to me. It looked like, you know, they're being told what to say because you see all of the prominent black commentators was going at Kyrie. All of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And to me,
only person I heard stand up for him was the dude,
Jay Williams.
No, the light-skinned guy. Oh, I forgot his name. I just see a couple, but
maybe a handful because most of them was going in on him, like, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't like that at all.
Nigga said we about to start glowing out here. Charlie dressed like a snowfall extra. LC, I wish we had a profile pic of you, man. Let me see what I'm picking up in the spirit. What's going on with LC right now? LC right now is dancing in front of the mirror to Dance with My Father by Luther Vandross. And that nigga got on an Aeropostale sweater and some thong sandals. That nigga wear thong sandals everywhere. The money control is real, fam. It's Byron Brown. They freeze your account if you step out of line. I saw they did that with Andrew Tate, man.
For sure. They did Kanye like that too.
They froze his account?
Oh yeah. Adidas went and got that money back, went in his account. Like,
yeah, see, I like Andrew Tate. I like some of the stuff that he speak out on. When he talk about how they attacked him, they canceled his Airbnb, froze his bank accounts, canceled him off all the social sites, and it's like, come on, man, for real?
They'll get at you.
We should be able to have an opinion that may or may not be, you know, against the environment. I was talking to Dad the other day, and he was telling me how I can't even imagine this kind of pressure. Imagine growing up. So our dad graduated from high school in 1970. So he was saying at the time that he graduated, the draft was real, like going to Vietnam. And everybody, you know, most men had a level of fear, like I could basically get sent to die.
Right.
Like imagine growing up with that kind of pressure. At any given time, the government could send you to die. Then you get all of these penalties. Talk about cancel culture. You got all these penalties that could hit you if you decide not to go.
I'd have faded to Canada.
Yeah. But Pops was 100. He said I wasn't the average spook. You see, what I did is I knew that if I go to college, then and I take a certain amount of credits, they can't send me. So Pops got a scholarship. He was an excellent mechanic and still is. He got a scholarship to a college, and he went there and got full credits. And because he had full credits on his scholarship, he didn't have to go to Vietnam. He said, but the next semester he only took 2 classes. And when he took 2 classes, he got a letter in the mail like, you know, we possibly considering you for the draft. He said that class load went up the next semester. Like, I ain't rolling. But we just got so many stories from pops giving us game. But we got to think about like every generation kind of has its cancel culture, kind of has its level of fear or things they got to be concerned about. But us, I can't imagine coming out of high school and it's a thought that I could get a letter from the government sending me to go fight a war that I may or may not care about, and I could definitely die.
Yeah, that's scary, man. That's a
That's
scary thought.
yeah, that's off the chain. So shout out to pops making it happen. Um, I want to talk about relationships a little bit. This is how I personally feel. I feel like, um, well, my brother, I love his relationship with his wife, man. They have a solid relationship. They've been married for some years. Me, I've been trying to find my way a little bit. I had a divorce a few years ago, and you know, blah blah blah. But the more I work on myself, well, I'm starting to find out certain things about myself and what I want in a woman and where I find security. For me, I feel like if I'm talking to a woman and she know a whole lot, like I got all these life experiences and I can't even get a word out because she telling me, I know that already. I know that I've been there. I don't know if I don't know if I necessarily want to be in a relationship with her. I mean, I may have sex with you, but I don't know if I want to be with you long term because it's like I want to be, I want to experience new things with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you telling me that you've been to Dubai 20 times already and 800 niggas didn't hit. Like, I want to be the one to be like, look, we getting ready to go over to Monaco for a week. Oh, I never been there. Oh, let's go. And then we experiencing this first together. But if you did a whole lot, I feel like as a woman, probably shouldn't be sharing all of that, or I should at least be able to get a word out without you telling me I know that already. Like, what man wants to be around a woman who you can't get a word in? She got 60,000 opinions on everything that you say, and it's you done been all across the world. Like, what's gonna be new with us? This is how I feel. A man wants to have a new experience with his woman. But if you didn't seen it all and did it all, you know it all, and you know 100 niggas everywhere we go, I don't want to be around you. What's your opinion on that?
I feel like I need to share something with the people here. I feel like
Give it to him because I'm gonna take a leak.
what you really want is a husky woman. That's what you're really looking for. At least like, you know, 350 pounds or something like that. That's what he's not really telling y'all. He wants somebody in that kitchen frying up some chicken because big girls cook better. That's his saying. All right, I'm hijacking this live. What's happening, everybody? I can't see the screen from here. But yeah, but just kind of to touch on what he's saying a little bit, like, you know, I don't think nobody want to be with a know-it-all. You know what I'm saying? You want to be with somebody that you know you can have different experiences with, and you can kind of share them together. Like, you know, just some give and take. Like, don't nobody want to be with somebody that's got all of the answers or think they have all of the answers because nobody really does. Like, you know, everybody can learn something. You know, from somebody. You know what I'm saying? We don't know it all. There's a lot of different experiences in this world, a lot of different things. You know, nobody's done everything. You know what I'm saying? So there's got to be some give and take. But yeah, you need a husky, babe, at the end of the day. Big girl will change your life.
What do you say? High mileage, John. My man wanted to know what you playing for. What position did you play in football?
I was a linebacker. That's what I was recruited for in college. Later on, I played receiver. I played cornerback and safety, and I returned kicks. Shout out to the Southern Michigan Timberwolves. That was the last team I played for. Semi-pro team out of Monroe, Michigan. Shout out to them. Um, they put me in retirement because they had me playing tight end, returning kicks, returning punts, uh, linebacker. safety, corner. Like I had to do everything that season, man. I was done after that, bro. For real.
Yeah. You led your team in the most hikes. Northside 848. Northside 848, where you at, man? Where y'all from in the chat? Anthony Evans. Was it a 10-man roster? Anthony Evans, shout out to you, man. Brittany Renner syndrome. Yeah, I've been watching some clips with Brittany Renner, man. I like when she had Andrew Tate on.
She's getting it together now.
She's getting it. I love the fact that she's willing to evolve. I'd smack Brittany Renner though.
So fun fact about Brittany Renner, like I actually followed her career like in the beginning, like before people was really up on her. She actually was living in Grand Rapids.
Really?
Yeah, she was dating the dude that was trying to play football.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw them, I'm like, man, this relationship's not going to work out because this girl is clearly a star. But he was like trying to hold on to a football dream that had passed, like, you know, on an Uncle Rico type deal.
Right.
And like her star was like ascending, you know what I'm saying? Whereas his career was like kind of going down. I'm like, they going to beef out, like this ain't going to work out. And then we saw Brittany Renner blow up, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think she just kind of got caught up into that lifestyle, and that lifestyle get a hold of you.
Yeah.
And, you know, she was getting down with everybody, and now she like regretted looking back on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the fact that she's came full circle and she's, you know, valuing herself, getting counsel. And I mean, look, at the end of the day, we've all made decisions that we kind of like, man, I don't know why I did that, or I wish I would have done something different. But if we're willing to evolve and be open to counsel, I think one of the traits that I really enjoy being around, you know, male or female, you know, female in a relationship or friendship, or the male in a friendship, is people that are open and willing to counsel and not holding on to pride. I think that's what gets a lot of people in trouble. You know, I think we get in trouble with lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and even pride of life. And pride of life is thinking that, you know, you've had so much life experience, you've been around the world, you've seen so much, you did this, you did that, and now can't nobody tell you nothing. And then you feel like every 2 seconds it's your job to give people advice. I can't stand being around people like that. Like, okay, you listen, I've been in situations, man, even relationships with people, and they may be saying something or doing something, and I may know a better way, or I may have some advice or counsel, but I actually pray about it first. Like, let me just wait. I don't know if it's my job to speak into their life, because I never want to be the Holy Spirit for somebody else. I don't want to be a God in somebody else's life. I want them to be able to hear on their own. So just because you know, just because you've been through a lot of life, just because you've seen a lot of life, that don't give you the warrant to just speak into everybody's life around you. Sometimes you got to just be like, you know what? Okay, that's what they believe. Cool. And if they ask you, here's a gateway to give somebody advice. If they ask you, what do you think?
Right.
Hey, man, I'm thinking about saying, what do you think? Okay, now they actually saying they want you to tell them it, and that's when you do that. But sometimes y'all running relationships and friendships away because you feel like it's your job to give them every piece of your mind, all your advice. You need to stop that shit, man. That's how you pushing people away. Just because you traveled around the world 100 times, or you've been around a whole bunch of people, that don't give you the opportunity to speak into everybody's life, because you're gonna run everybody away. So I love Brittany's journey, because she, like, you know, it's clear she's seen a lot, she's done a lot, and she's reached this point of reckoning within herself. Like, man, hold on, it could be a different way to do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Romulus, that's right. That's by the airport. You know what I'm saying? When you fly in. What else we got, man? I want to talk about, and this segues into the other piece. One of my most hated athletes of all time is Kevin Durant. I can't stand Kevin Durant. I mean, I don't really deal with LeBron James either, but at least LeBron don't get into all-out arguments on social media with other people. Kevin Durant is the softest, weakest athlete on the planet.
He's insecure.
He's insecure. And y'all can clip this and send it to him, because I don't care. He's soft and he's weak. But I think what's happening is we're dealing with a lot of athletes nowadays who didn't have a strong male influence in their life. I ain't even saying your pops. Okay, if you can't make a dad stay, but we dealing with these athletes who didn't have a strong male presence in their life to tell them, my man, that's not cool. Comb your hair before you get out there. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't argue with men. Let your talent outweigh what you got going on. I just don't deal. I don't really have nothing else to say about this other than I just don't deal with Kevin Durant at all. Isn't he your favorite athlete of all time?
No. I respect him as a player. He's a hell of a player. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's just kind of got some insecurities to where he feel like he needs to argue with people on Twitter. I think the main problem is you see that like the back patch of his head is opening up. that sunroof is opened up in the back of his head. I think he would be better as a man and a person if he were to shave his head like me and just come home.
Right.
Come home, Kevin.
Come home, KD.
I got a big hug right here waiting for you when you shave that nasty, nappy, greasy head of yours off and just come home. There's nothing wrong with being bald, man.
Right. KDZ. Yeah, I don't deal. And that kind of segues into our next point where, you know, I understand how privileged and grateful we are to have such a strong, wild, out of his mind, yet loving father our whole lives. You know what I'm saying? Like he was always, I was talking to my brother about this the other day. I remember him getting on our head because he was a mechanic. He had this huge barn in the backyard where he worked on his race car, other people's cars. He fabricated people's race cars and made them. And man, we go out in the garage and work on something. Like I'm working on my Cutlass trying to put 350 in it, or he working on his Grand Prix, and honestly, it ain't even that. It goes back to when we 9 or 10. 12, 13 years old. We at the house, and my dad would call us from work. Hey, listen, I'm going racing tonight. Okay. Well, as soon as I get back, have the car ready. I want y'all to take the slicks off, put some treatment on there, put them back on, put the hood on. Actually, take the spark plugs out. Make sure the gap is at 30 thousandths. Put it back in there. Put the hood back on, and get it ready to put on the trailer. And if it wasn't done when he got home, he would turn up on us. And not only that, if he would go send us to the toolbox to get a tool, if we came back with the wrong tool, I said 1/2 inch. You can't read? Give me a 3/8 drive socket.
Right. For sure.
And go get me the breaker bar because I can't get this off. Like if we didn't bring back the right, or if we didn't put his tools back, he turned up on us.
Right. I'll say this, like a good father hates on his sons. And what I mean by that was like my dad kept me and my brother so busy when we were younger, like we didn't have an opportunity to get into stuff.
Right.
So I would get out of school and I'd get on my bike because I used to always ride to this neighborhood that wasn't too far. It was like Wesley or Birch Run. I used to always hang out there. So I'd get on my bike, I'd go out there and I'd be ready to get into something. My dad would be in the back working on the car or something. He'd see me get on that bike. Where you going? No, get that rake. You're going to rake these leaves up. You're going to come in here. You're going to change the brakes on this car. Like he had so much stuff for me to do to where by the time I got done, I couldn't even hang out. Like that's why I say like a good father hates on his son because he keeps you so busy that you don't have the opportunity to get into some bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he also made us work. We had to earn everything, man. I remember I made the basketball team in 10th grade. And dog, I needed some sports glasses. You know what I'm saying?
And goggles.
I needed the goggles. I needed the James Worthy goggles. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, Pops, yeah, man, I made the team, and because I had already stacked up enough money to get. I wanted to get the shoes I wanted. If I left it up to him, he would have bought me some XJ 900s or something.
Right.
So I was like, Pops, I need some sports glasses. We need some glasses, huh? Go out there and paint the barn all the way to the top, all on the sides. You paint the barn, and then I take you to your glasses. I'm like, Pops, to get glasses? Yeah. Yeah, and hit that like button for real. Yeah, man. And that's what I'm saying. Anthony Evans said that's how you learn faster. My uncles always flashed on me about tools. Oh, man, for real. You learn quick when you get. That's what I'm saying. Like a strong male influence. And even if it's not, you can't make your father stay. But if you had uncles, you had a big homie, you had a strong male presence who was willing to check you. See, a lot of times, especially men, we don't want to be corrected. if we haven't been used to being corrected our whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Then you 35 years old on your job and your boss get on you and you ready to quit.
Right.
But it's like correction comes from God. And if you got a real strong man in your life who loves you, he's not going to let, if it's a train coming, he's going to tell you, nigga, get off the tracks.
Right.
It's a train coming.
Let me see. So, and just to touch on that too, like my dad, like he made us work for everything. He didn't just give us nothing. Like I remember playing football and I would always want like some expensive cleats or something like that. My dad would never get them. Like I had to literally make it to the Catholic League championship. We was playing in the Pontiac Silverdome. And when we made it, we were like 8-0, like number one in our class in the state. At that point, then my dad bought me some shoes. They was like $110. They were some turf shoes to play on the turf. I'm like, damn, I had to make it to the championship game for my dad to give me some shoes. But he made us work for everything, and I appreciate that now, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you another thing that he taught us that was so 100, man. He taught us how to flip cars from a young age. And I remember buying I remember my granddad gave me a TR6 British car. I could never get running when I was 15. And my dad bought it like, you just sell it to me because I wanted to get this caddy. My dad buys it for me. I could never get it running. Dad gets it running in a week and sells it. He was such a dirtbag for that, man. You could have helped me get it running. But he buys it from me, takes me to go get this caddy, shows me how to negotiate the price. And basically all grown up like 15, like between the ages of 15 to 22, I probably owned 30 plus cars. But he had taught me like, you buy something, you fix it up, you sell it. He was like, well, what you gonna hold on to it for? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make some money. And like to this day, I keep a few cars in the garage. If I need some money, or even the car I'm driving, if I need some extra money, I need to do something, man, I'm selling it. And that's one of the things that he taught us, along with changing the oil in the car, changing the tires.
Yeah, being a hustler.
Just being an overall hustler, but ours was more so like with cars or car parts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, facts. Like we would always get older cars, fix them up, sell them like every summer. That's what we did. Like we always had money all through high school. Like we didn't necessarily have to work a job, even though we did have jobs. We worked at the airport and things like that. But for us, we worked to buy cars, to flip cars, and just keep getting money. Like that's how we got money, and we learned that hustler spirit from our dad. You know, at an early age. Like you get a car, you fix it up, you sell it. Because back then, like, you know, the G bodies was hot. You know what I'm saying?
You can get a Cutlass for $500, man.
You can get a Cutlass, but you better watch yourself in that Cutlass, though. Like, you know, they'll snatch you out of them Cutlasses. You know, but they was hot cars. Like, you know, the young guys now, they want to drive foreign cars. Like, that's the thing right now. But for us, it was to be in the Cuddy, to be in the Caprice, to be in that old school. Like, that was our thing.
Man, 100%, man. We had so many Cutlasses, Monties, Regals, Caprices. Yeah, I loved it. So I mean, this is just a shout out to the fathers out there, man. I mean, you got sons, man. Teach them the game, bro. Teach them what it takes to go get a bag. Teach them what it takes to just show them some type of hustle. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching a lot of young men out here, man. You know, change tired, dog.
Right. Facts.
And I feel like if the presence of fathers would grow in today's day and age, the game would change. The game would change in this world, man. What we're experiencing with the Kevin Durants and a lot of these people is, okay, even if it's just not a father, man, you got a young nephew in your family. His pops that left, a young little cousin, man, go pick that little dude up, man. Spend some one-on-one time with him, because those memories will be like unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
You have the opportunity to affect a young man's life. You just pick him up, hang out with him, show him a little bit, because some stuff is caught, not taught. Just let him be around you when you go to handle a business deal. You about to go sign a contract, or you about to go do something, man. Go pick up your little nephew, your little cousin. You know what I'm saying? Or pick up the phone and call him and check on him, man. Get him off that computer, off that iPad. Spend some time with you. Man, if we don't invest, we can't depend on nobody else to invest in our youth. You can't sit back like, man, you know, my cousin, little Johnny, man, his uncle or his daddy left him when he was 3. Instead of talking about it, man, go pick that little dude up and spend some time with him, man. Give him some game. Because ain't nobody else coming to rescue our young black men, dog. They not. Come get him. What else we got? My oldest was shown brakes and tires. My youngest putting together furniture since he was 3. Shout out to you, Anthony Evans. Jay Marquet said that goes back to pride. You cannot take correction if your pride is blocking you from learning life's lessons. That's 100%. That's my man from 6 Zeros, man. I need y'all to go to 6zeros.net right now. You tired of everything you seeing on social media? You want a black perspective on social media? 6zeros.net. That's my homie, man. My son got the box trucks. Yeah, that's 100, that's man. Dope. Hey, getting at them box trucks, man, you go pick one up. That's another thing I was going to talk about. I was talking to Tory when he came to the house. He said, he's been in HVAC for 20 plus years. He said, as soon as his sons graduate, he putting them all in trade school for HVAC.
Oh, that's what's up.
Like if you ain't gonna go to college, man, your sons can pick up a trade, HVAC.
Yeah, everybody ain't got to go to college, man.
Everybody,
that's the thing. Like our generation was basically, taught like, you graduate high school, you go to college.
Right.
Go to college. But college is not for everybody.
Yeah.
And if you go into college and you don't have a goal, you don't have a degree that you want to pursue, you just wasting money. You taking out these Pell Grants and all of these loans, and then next thing you know, you out of college and you owe all of this debt.
Yeah.
And you don't even have a career because you didn't get your degree. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, like you can go to a trade school, you can get certifications, you can do different things. You don't have to go to college because college really, it's designed to kind of like, put you in debt.
Yeah.
If you don't follow it the right way. There is a book out that, y'all need to check out, man. If you got a kid that's planning on going to college, it's called The Debt-Free Degree by Anthony O'Neill, which shows you different ways to go to college without leaving in debt. You know what I'm saying? You can work part-time, go to community college. If you're not sure you're ready, go to community college first. That's very inexpensive compared to a university. Because you'll mess around and go to college and be in debt for the rest of your life, or you pursue a career that doesn't pay enough for you to pay that debt off. Yeah. So, you just need to think about those types of things before you go to college. There's other routes that you can take to get money out.
That's good. Man, I want to challenge y'all this week. You got a young nephew, cousin, your son, somebody in the family, man. Take him under your wing. Especially if his pops is not around. I mean, don't usurp the authority if it's got a strong pops in his life. But if pops not around, sit him down and ask him. Maybe even ask yourself, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do with your time? And the answer to that question is indicative to the gift that's inside of him. So then once he answered that, be like, okay, start making it your part to invest in that young man. Like, oh, okay, if he had all the money in the world, he would, want to coach kids in football, or he'd want to explore the moon, whatever the case may be. Whatever his answer is, do your part to invest in him, even in yourself. You had all the money in the world, what would you do with your time? That answer is an indication of your gift. We'd have a lot more happier people out here if they was pursuing exactly what they love.
Right.
And two, man, don't let nobody else make you feel like you can't have hobbies. We as men, like, our hobbies is cars. I feel good when I know I got an old school in the garage with a good motor, some sounds, and some wheels I can just get into and ride. It's a vacation on wheels. But if you're in a situation where, somebody trying to make you feel guilty about your hobbies and the things you love, you need to reevaluate that, man. We as men, we need a getaway. We need a mental release of life. Life is hard, man. Life is hard on us men, especially black men. That's what I was telling, that's what I tell females. Like, look, no man wants to come home to a woman he got to handle, to a woman that he got to keep in check, or got to always be like, look, man, if I'm out in the world, number one, every time I roll past a police officer, I'm looking like, is this nigga going to do a U-turn? You know what I'm saying? He going to do a U-turn? Or I was in the grocery store parking lot the other day, and I walked past this car and it hit the door locks, looking at me all crazy. When we in the world with work, and this world is already tough, I want to come home to a woman that's going to give me joy and peace and safety. But if I got to come home and me and you arguing for another hour, 2 hours, that's not a situation that I want to be in. But also, too, I get off work, I want to come home to a Caprice on some 28s with some sounds in the trunk.
Right.
That I can just hop in and listen to some old school. It is okay to be a man. The current political situation, social media, the current society right now is trying to make us they're not appreciating real manhood. It's an attack on masculinity. It's okay if you want to ride in that old school car. It's okay if you don't want to argue with your woman for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? As a man, we already got it tough in the world. But you want to be with a woman who embraces your hobbies, loves you through it, and it's like, are you getting into Caprice today, baby? Go ahead and have a good time. Them the kind of people I want to be around.
Right. How do you feel like about like television right now? There not being as many like masculine roles for men anymore, you know?
Yeah.
When you see somebody like you know, and shout out to Queen Latifah, I'm not dissing her or nothing like that, but you can see somebody like that playing the character of Equalizer, which was a man, you know. Now, you know, a woman, and there's a lot of like female action characters and stuff like that. And I think there's definitely a place for that. And I do appreciate that. And I do like seeing women have different opportunities and roles, but you don't really see too many masculine roles anymore for men. So like me personally, I watch shows from the 80s. So I'll put Spencer for Hire on in a minute, man. So I like watching the older shows because you just don't get that anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's more like female based, or if there's a guy, he's like on Ozark, he's getting emasculated by his wife, like, you know, just completely, you know, he's not a strong character. You know what I'm saying? The wife is holding it down because he don't have the stones to do nothing. Like, you know, that's what we seeing now on television.
Yeah. And nigga said, watch your mouth. Her name is King Latifah. Milk Duds podcast on deck. That's funny. Dom Napium. That nigga Dom Napium is in the NAMBLA program. What's good, Lock Dapper? Appreciate y'all, man. Queen Latifah. Y'all niggas wild. Yeah, no, as far as TV, man, I didn't watch Woman King. I didn't watch Black Panther. It's just some shows I don't watch Ozark no more. I don't like what they did. I just feel like it's an emasculation of the man in these shows. I don't mind if there's a show that's a strong woman lead, you know, but I feel like, I'm just being 100. I feel like it should be more shows with a strong male lead, especially if it's action or things of that nature. I think we just watching. If you weaken the men as a society, you can take it over. And what we're experiencing is subtly through media, propaganda, suggestions. We're just watching men get weakened and they buying it. You know what I'm saying? And then with the advent of the whole, first and foremost, Obama was clearly in office to just lead the LGBT charge. He painted a White House in rainbow colors, and he made it okay for men to use the women's bathroom. And that was his whole agenda. But now I'm just watching men be pussified, and it bothers me. I don't want to see it in media. I don't want to see it at all. Give me stop saying it's toxic masculinity if Rambo's going through a movie shooting everybody up. Some niggas want to see that. Right. People that I'm talking to, that I'm cool with, that I'm talking to you now, you don't mind watching 80s action movies. You want to have an old school. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. Stop making it seem like, well, this is my personal opinion. I feel like the United States is going to split over time. I feel like China going to come over here and try to run everything. And I feel like the United States is going to split. It's going to be the people who believe that it's okay to take gender blocking drugs and you know, do weird shit, and they think that certain medicines is okay for people. It's going to be that side, and then it's going to be the side who stand on standard kind of old school beliefs. And I think we're going to split. I don't think it's going to be a civil war, but I think at some point we're going to be like, because if you notice, if you don't agree with a certain side, then they just don't want to be cool with you no more.
Yeah, there's no you're not able to talk to people, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't have a disagreement. Like, I could disagree with you on something and we could talk about the disagreement. But nowadays, like, if you don't follow somebody's viewpoint, it's like there is no disagreement and there's just, I'm done with you.
Right.
Let's just cancel this guy. Let's just be done with him, And I got a question for you too. Like, do you think that women nowadays want the man to be a protector, or are they kind of like viewing like a society standpoint where like a woman is like, all right, I got my own money, my own bag, like I don't need a man for nothing like that. Like, how do you feel about that?
I think that broad is gonna die lonely. I think she's gonna die lonely, and she only gonna have like a Rolodex of dudes that only want to hit, but she ain't gonna have nobody that really love her. Personally, I mean, I don't care about what you accomplish in your career as a woman. Well, how are you gonna leave a legacy? You should be having kids. Get married, have some kids, and if you can't have no kids, adopt. But you should be doing something matriarchal for your bloodline. But as far as this whole,
do you think women want to get married anymore?
I don't think
women seem like they just.
But I think it's just
want to have kids.
I think I think the pool of real men is getting weaker and smaller. And I think
why do you think that?
The pool of men is getting weaker and smaller because I don't know. I think
because they watching Equalizer.
They're watching Equalizer. But you know what I think? I think right now the media machine is pushing. If you got a rapper that's in front of you and he's flashing 2 million and he's talking about he getting on jets and all this other stuff, it's like it's okay to work a job as a trash man.
Right.
That's not being normalized anymore. It's okay to have a 9-to-5 job. I know some dudes that's got 9-to-5 jobs and they balling. They own 5-6 houses. They like the current agenda that's being flashed in front of men is they don't feel valuable unless they got a yacht and a private jet and all this other stuff. And I think social media is destroying society, if we really be at 100, because these women is posting these pictures and all these dudes is liking these pictures, and it's like that woman don't even look that way. And she's taking pictures at the right angle. Her booty don't even look like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's not even, and she probably, and let's be 100. If you looking at a woman's picture on Instagram and she's traveling the world, she ain't working, she's hoeing. She's hoeing. She's selling box. She's traveling the world, getting hit, and people paying her.
Not all of them.
Most of them, they're sheiks in Iraq that's peeing on her. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to get 10 bands.
Did Shanti go over there and get served up?
Probably did. And then Janet basically married some dude and then divorced him for $1 billion. Janet,
take it easy on Janet.
Janet's a hoe too.
Hey, take
it
easy.
Pleasure principal
take
Janet.
It easy.
Yeah, you went over there and you married some dude and then got a divorce. And then I ain't listening to this nigga. She got a divorce. She married some dude and overseas, got a divorce, got like $1 million out of the deal, got a kid, but she did it for the bag. She's a prostitute.
Like she was really in love.
Janet's a prostitute.
I'm not rolling.
So what?
I don't agree with anything you said about Janet, by the way. I felt like she was really in love and things didn't work out.
Whatever.
She's a great person, a great human being, a wonderful woman. She's done a lot of things.
Yeah, like what?
For this world.
Like what?
Her music has changed lives.
Whatever.
She does charity. She runs a soup kitchen. Janet's never done anything wrong.
Man,
Janet,
give me that mic.
You hear this, Janet?
Give me that
He's
mic.
A liar.
Give me that mic. Now, listen, that's social media is what's destroying. I feel like Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs were partly responsible for altering the fabric of society. Because you got these men who want to be this certain set of status. You got a woman who want to be a certain set of status. But honestly, we got to normalize. It's okay to go to a trade school, get an HVAC job for HVAC, get a good job, and marry the woman of your dreams, and have 3 or 4 kids, and sow and invest in them. That's okay. We got too many people promoting the career, promoting getting the bag. Bro, I got to go get this money. And you 48 years old, and you still trying to chase the bag. And it's like, man, at some point, I understand getting the bag, but it's okay if you get a 9-to-5 job for a trash company. And I think the pool of men is getting smaller because men don't feel adequate enough if they're comparing themselves to the images they see on social media. 40 years ago, we compared ourselves to our neighbors. Now we're comparing ourselves to people we see on social media. But I feel like that's a really great question. I feel like it's okay to normalize a 9-to-5 job, man. But the pool of men's getting smaller. But then you got, these City Girl Cardi B songs talking about you can't talk to me unless you send me a cash app. Man, anytime I'm talking to a chick and she gets talking about like I'm talking the first 20 minutes I'm talking to you, you talking about you need tires on your car and your light bill is due. Well, bitch, you broke. I'm not talking to you then. You're not getting no money from me. Why are you telling me that? Why are you telling me your financial status off rip? I need some tires on my car. Go get some then. Especially, we ain't even did nothing yet. And I think that it's this agenda where the pool of men is so real men is getting so small that now bras is just like, okay, these dudes out here is lame. Let me just get money from these niggas off rip. And these dudes is paying it.
What do you think about like a lot of these girls, like on their Instagram profile or whatever, they got their cash app in there, so it's like they already set the tone, like wait for some dude to jump in them DMs, like, oh, you want to DM me? See that cash app? Hit that cash app. We're not talking until you send some cash and or fly me out. Flying out is a big thing too. You know, it's some girl right now on online going after Drake, talking about he flew her out or something, and didn't want to deal with her because she was recording. But like, that's a big thing. Like girls, they're like, all right, man, you want to talk to me? You got to fly me out, and then they'll fly you out, and the expectation is that you take them out and do all of these things. It's like, it's a precedence to. It seems like it's a precedence to dating women now, like where you gotta spend money for their time.
This is because I was raised by Wayne. This is how I feel. At which I've never flew anybody out. I did have somebody hit me with that request a while ago, like fly me. I immediately stopped talking to her. If I fly you out, you're gonna clean my house for 2 days. I'm gonna immediately put you to work. You're gonna wax and clean my car. I'm gonna put you to work. And it ain't even gonna be no expectation of me trying to get no box from you. If I pay money to fly you out, you coming to work. Flat out. And I used to do that at the car lot. Remember, it used to be people used to just pop up on me while we was running our dad's car lot. And dog, I'm not a big fan of uninvited guests that just pop up at my house or pop up at my place of business. I'm here getting money. So when people would pop up on me at the car, like, hey, what you up to? Hey, do me a favor, big dog. Come out here and help me wash this Impala real quick.
Right.
Let's go to work. So no, I'm not flying nobody out. I don't mind that they asking. I feel like the only thing you can hear is yes or no when you're asked a question, but you also got to be prepared for my response. If you want me to fly you out, okay, cool. I'll fly you out, but I got an agenda. I got a list of things that I want you to do when you get here. And then none of it is sex. It's going to be work. You're going to clean up for 3-4 days. You know what I'm saying? Pick them leaves up outside. You're going to wash the car. Nigga said he loved Janet. The problem is, this is from the whip. The problem is, ain't nobody listening to what we're saying to each other. And for that, I'm out of here. You be cool, Charlie. Try to stick with current events. What you mean, man? You all right, dog?
He's getting emotional.
Nigga getting emotional, man. He on a Joe Budden run. The nigga got feminine energy.
He didn't like what you said about Janet, so he out of here.
What is the dude in the rocking chair? Bizarro Charlie flying out slaves. I'm just saying, if you bold enough if I've been talking to you for 2 days and you're like, yeah, fly me out, let's hang out. Okay, cool. My follow-up is going to be, I'm willing to fly you out, but I'm going to have you do some work. And I don't care if it's controversial or not, because if you bold enough to just blurt out, hey, I want you to fly me out. But I just think the pool of men is real dudes is just getting small. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? All got is some $2 chicken and a 40-ounce. He said all he got is a $2 chicken and some 40-ounce. We as men, I'm going to ask you this question. As a man, there's certain stuff I can just smell on a woman immediately. And how you treat and respect yourself is going to speak loud in the room. If you don't value yourself, every real dude in the room is going to smell it. But if you do value yourself, then you do have expectations of a man. And even if it's a list and you behave according to that list, that's what I tell my daughter. You should have a list of what you will and won't accept from a man, what you're looking for out of life. You should have a goal list. And even if you got a list of 30 things, he may not hit all of them, but what if he hits 20 of them? What if he hits 20 of the list? But at least you got an expectation. But a woman, I guarantee you, every real hawk in the chat, every real man will know this. If a woman walk in the room, don't value herself, who ain't really looking for nothing but a good time. And she wants you to hit her cash app for 40, and then she'll do anything for the 40. We can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of a pool. Women is like, man, since the pool is weak, I'm gonna just do and say whatever I want to these dudes.
Well, I think it's like a resume. If you're hiring somebody for a job, they're not going to hit all of the bullet points that you're asking for of them to be your employee. So I think you just got to kind of highlight certain things that stick out to you more, and that's what you focus on. Nobody's perfect, right? Some people, they got a list and they're like, you got to hit every list on here. I've seen some wild stuff where, like, this one lady on social media, she was like, I need somebody of the status of Drake or better, or I'm not dating them. Like, how many of the Drakes do you think are walking around this world? Like,
right.
And of the ones that they are, like, why would they want to date you? Like, what makes you so special? You know what I'm saying? What are you bringing? A lot of times people say stuff like this and they don't say what they bring to the table. Like, what makes you so special that Drake has to date you? Like, what are you bringing to the table?
Right. Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I absolutely agree. That's like our cousin gave me this, and I shared this joke on stage, but he said, talking to a woman, and she says, hey, right off the rip, I got to tell you, I know how to cook, but I won't. I'm not going to cook. He was like, okay, that's cool. I don't protect.
Right.
Yeah, go down there and see what that noise is. I'm going to stay in the bed. This would be a two-way street. I don't know. Honestly, at the end of the day, I just feel like we're just not being taught. We've had the benefit of some great teaching, and there's been some flaws in it. Our parents weren't perfect, but that's what I was going back to what I was saying earlier to the young men and even young ladies that may be in the chat listening, that it's okay to take somebody under the wing and give them the benefit of your mistakes. We've all had successes and failures. You know what I'm saying? None of us is perfect. But if you can take somebody under your wing and teach them, that's one more person that's going to go in the world and not be an idiot. That can go into the world and actually have some game about themselves. I just don't feel like people being taught no more. There's a different narrative for men and women, and we watching society kind of be reshaped. And I think social media is at the charge of it, man. I don't let my kids be on. First and foremost, I got an 11 and 12-year-old, and they don't, at least when they're with me, they don't have their phones, they're not on social media. Because I don't want them comparing their lives to that narrative, because it's a narrative of, you got to acquire, you got to look this way, you got to acquire. And it's like, man, it's okay to just be a regular kid, man. Play sports, go to school. There should be an onboarding process and a 90-day training period. Man.
Right.
That's facts, Byron. What y'all on out there, man? Read a book, research yourself. I don't think people read no more. Even if you just watch a YouTube tutorial or just give somebody some game. And honestly, at the end of the day, we sitting here talking. I don't know if people actually gonna follow through with some of the stuff, but I don't want nobody around me saying nobody ever told me. Mm-hmm. Didn't nobody ever tell me? Didn't nobody share no game? I want to ask you a couple more questions before we get out of here. Share with people the process. Like, man, you took some time. You relocated to another state. You stacked up, bought a brand new house. You know what I'm saying? You work hard. I'm really proud of you and your journey. What would you say to somebody who's like struggling with rent, trying to really make ends meet? They want to be a homeowner one day. They want to be happily married. Like they want a Corvette in the garage. Like they want to accomplish some of these things, but they keep getting hit with roadblocks. And you hit a few when you got here. You know what I'm saying? What would you say to encourage that person who wants to actually attain that? They ain't trying to compare themselves to social media. They just want to own a beautiful home, have a nice car, you know what I mean? Work a job and just be happy with their life. What would you suggest to them?
You can have whatever you want in this world, if you're willing to work for it. If you're thinking about like relocating, the first thing I would say is do your research. Like, don't just pack up and move somewhere because you may not like it, And if you thinking about going somewhere visit there. Like before I moved out here, I visited several times, and every time I came out, I got a better feeling. Like, and for a while, like I traveled a lot, and I always tried to picture myself living where I traveled to, because I knew I didn't want to stay in Michigan. I knew I wanted to leave. I couldn't deal with the cold weather anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got tired of shoveling snow, stuff like that. Like,
Right.
it's tough sometimes during the winter, but and shout out to Michigan. I'm not dissing it or anything. I lived there for a long time, but for me personally, it was just time to go. You know what I'm saying? You had left, mom and dad had left, like my other cousin had left. I just saw everybody leaving, and I was still talking about leaving, but sometimes like you got to see somebody else do it before you're comfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Seeing somebody else be successful and moving away helped me to be able to move away too. But yeah, man, and even when you move somewhere, man, I would encourage people get an apartment, because don't tie yourself down to a mortgage once you move, because you may not like it. You may want to leave, and visit other cities. Like Texas is huge, you know what I'm saying? I had to see every city around to determine where I wanted to live before I bought a house. You know what I'm saying? I look at your school system. If you got kids, look at the school system. Look at the crime rate. You know what I'm saying? Do your research if you really want to leave. And then you got to be ready to hustle, man. I came down here and I hustled. You know what I'm saying? And I grinded. If you're willing to work, you can have whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? And but like here specifically, I think the time to move out here was probably like, man, maybe like 3-4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I know the market goes up and down, but like, you know what I'm saying? Housing market is just kind of like everywhere else. Like prices are going up. You know what I'm saying? Rent's high. You know what I'm saying? Mortgage rates have went up.
Right.
There's timing. Everything is about timing. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got this house built during COVID. You know what I'm saying? When the prices were down. So, we actually won in that department. And then after we got in here, everything shot back up. You know what I'm saying? So just look into timing, visit where you want to go, be willing to work, you know what I'm saying? And just make your decision based off of that. If you know somebody you trust in the city, that's another benefit. I didn't have that down here. I didn't have nobody down here to say, like, specifically like, hey, you should be here, you should be there, to really kind of guide me through. Like, we kind of had to figure a lot of things out on our own. But
Dude, that's how long you been out here?
4 years.
Yeah.
I love
it. Yeah. R.I.P. to your dad and your uncle's dirty cow. You can give me some examples of hustling when I have no type of trades and professional skills. That kind of goes back to the earlier question. If you had all the money in the world, what would you do with your time? Because sometimes you got to invest in yourself first before you go after your actual hustle. What do you actually love to do? Nariah, too true. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just like, for me, I just flip cars. I flip cars every now and then. That's kind of my side hustle. So you got to really figure out what it is you love to do. And you can answer that question by, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do with your time? You pursue your love, you'll be good. LC said a crack pipe came with Charlie's clothes. Man, this nigga, dog. I guarantee you LC's in a wheelchair right now. He probably gets upset when it ain't no ramp every time he pull up somewhere. Like, man, they ain't got no ramp. Man, I'm gonna get this chair in there, man. Independent women, that's the new form of birth control. Woo!
Wow.
Woo!
Dang.
JB, that's hey, but that's kind of real though.
Yeah, man.
And I don't mind a strong woman. I don't even really mind an opinionated woman, but she need to know when to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Shut the fuck up. Now, I understand what you're saying now, but you're not about to get in no shouting match with me. You sit down. And also, too, I don't mind. I think it's the independent woman is the one where I'm like, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. Okay, the fact that you just said it 40 times means you want one, but you haven't found. You just need a certain type of man. And I understand it, because there are some insecure, feminine acting dudes, down low, weird dudes, niggas that's getting hit on the weekends. There's some weird niggas out here, too. It is. I get that. But if you got your list and you attract what you are, I guarantee you, you work on yourself. You spend some time working on yourself. You attract what you are. Because sometimes if we're broken, if we had a trauma in our life, especially as Black people, if we don't work on that trauma, get it fixed, get some therapy, write in a journal, whatever, sometimes the broken parts of us attract the broken parts in other people. Then you get in a relationship, then you dogging that person 2 years later, but really it was something broken in you that attracted that female or male to begin with. I encourage everybody, man, you coming out of a relationship, spend some time working on yourself. Go to therapy. Get a hobby. Start working out. Every greasy nigga in the chat right now, go get you a six-pack. Go work on your body. Watch how you see the world after you spend some time disciplining yourself, working on your body, reading a book, drinking some water every day. Stop having sex or stop drinking for a certain period of time. It may not have to be forever. But when you face yourself, go get some therapy, work on yourself, watch what you attract. It's a totally different echelon of people. Instead of blazing everybody else, work on yourself. What are you talking about? Hey, also be quiet and listen. Change with the seasons. You can mow grass, shovel snow, catch a retail holiday 9 to 5, get on YouTube and learn how to code. Byron Brown just gave y'all the game. For my man who asked, about the side hustles or whatever the case may be, change with the seasons. For real. Yep. Man, how many times do we mow grass and shovel snow?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, shovel grass. Shovel snow, mow the grass, get on YouTube, learn how to code. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, YouTube's a big resource.
Man, y'all do me a favor, man, on the way out of here. Hit this like button. Hit the like button. Share it. I'm just giving real free game. If you was blessed by anything shared here, I'm just sharing free game. If you was blessed, man, hit the super chat, man. Hit the Cash App. Show some love, man. That's how we're going to continue, man. I'm funding all of this out of my own pocket.
Yeah, fly us out.
Yeah, man. Fly us out. You know what I'm saying? Fly us out. Yeah. Go to Jaja Hotel, Charlie. Also, go on the rooftop bar at Canvas Hotel on Lamar. They be choosing. Man, look, Jay, you done already came to some shows, man. I'm burnt out on all the Cali bras. I'm settling down. That's where I'm looking at. I'm done. I done had enough. I don't want none. Yeah, man, hit that like button for me. I appreciate you. I see them likes going up, man. Oh, you talking about Dallas? The Jaja Hotel?
Lamar Street.
This nigga Jay know where all the spots is nationwide, man. That's my dude right there. Yeah, man, hit the like button, man. Hit the super chat, the Cash App, man. Show some love if you can. If not, I'm not begging none of y'all for no money or no likes. You don't even have to. But if it's blessed you and you want some other people to get on, let me know, man. Hit the website, iamcharlienewhart.com. My comedy special and my ebook is on there. I Am Dirtbag. You can get all of that and plus Roasted in Public. If you want a excellent trucking company, man, most trucking companies around here, Cali, wherever, they charge $8,000. SourceTruckingAcademy.com. You can go there, $3,800. You can have your Class A in 2 weeks. Be out here making six figures. You know what I'm saying? That's really one way. If you really want to change the game, work towards making anywhere between 8 to 10 bands a month. Working out, writing in your journal, seeing a therapist. Watch how the people around you change. If you get to focus on buying you a house or buy a house a year or buy a house once every 3 years and start stacking up your real estate portfolio. When you start writing down your goals and pursuing them, you'll be surprised how much you won't care about what other people is doing and the other stuff around you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, get that ebook, man. I appreciate y'all hitting that like button. You want to let people know where they can find you at, man, and any advice out the door.
Man, I would just say, don't let nobody stop you from pursuing your dreams or your goals, anything that you want to do in life, you know what I'm saying? I would say keep it to yourself because sometimes you'll say things and people will hate on you or try to persuade you from doing things and you'll let that get in your head and you may not chase your dreams or goals. But anything you want to do, man, just work hard and you can have whatever you want in this world, man. And don't let nobody try to tell you differently. You know what I'm saying? Believe in yourself first, and then everything else will fall into place, man. Check me out. I'm going to be doing more shows with my brother, man. We're going to try to link up some more, man, for sure.
And buy some thicker toilet paper, man. You dudes out here buying that one ply thin toilet paper and it tears through, man. I mean, I don't know if you like getting green on your hands, man, but get some thicker toilet paper out here in these streets. You feel me? I appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in. I love y'all because I love myself.